Fundamental principles. Civil engineers uphold and advance the integrity, honor, and dignity of the civil engineering profession by first using their knowledge and skill for the enhancement of human welfare in the environment, second, being honest and impartial and serving with fidelity the public, their employers, employees, and clients. Number three, striving to increase the competence and prestige of the civil engineering profession. And number four, supporting the professional and technical societies of their disciplines. In terms of civil engineering, the fundamental principles always plays an important role. As a civil engineer, it's not only the title you uphold, but the attributes of trust, fairness, respect of others, integrity, and honor in this above approach, using their knowledge and skill, being honest and impartial to increase competence and prestige, supporting the professional and technical societies in terms of civil engineering. These fundamental principles will allow you to seek roles of responsibility and leadership. These fundamental principles, coupled with professional knowledge, will provide you mobility and opportunity. Fundamental canons. As a civil engineer, you have been trained to design and oversee construction of various improvements to enhance civilization, growth, and society as a whole. In the course of making the decisions that will be required to plan, design, and oversee construction, you will be faced with many moral and ethical dilemmas. Many decisions will be made with regard to safety, public interest, and client interest. Having a code of ethics will help you make those decisions. As a professional, your work is restricted by society such that only those having training and proven credentials may perform it, limiting competition to only those individuals who are licensed. In return, professionals are required to perform their work to high ethical standards and always in consideration of and to the benefit of the public. Professionals are held to a higher standard than the general public, and the Code of Ethics provides the guidelines and standards that the professional engineer must follow to satisfy that commitment. The Canon 1 states that civil engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public and shall strive to comply with the principles of sustainable development in the performance of their professional duties. So the general public depended upon engineering judgments. Approve design documents only when it is safe, whose professional judgment is overruled or someone may be in violation in this canon 1, they may report to the proper authorities because as we know, life, safety, and health and welfare of the general is the most important of all. So the civil engineers should be committed to improving the environment by adherence to the principles of sustainable development so as to enhance the quality of life of the general public. Canon 2 states that civil engineers shall perform services only in areas of their competence. So do not accept engineering assignments when you are not qualified. The education or experience and technical field of engineering is very important. Do not affect signatures which they lack competence. Do not use specialty title without PICE accreditation. The Canon 3 states that civil engineers shall issue public statements only in an objective and truthful manner. So, it shall be objective and truthful in professional reports, statements, and testimony. No to criticism or arguments on civil engineering matters. So, civil engineers shall be dignified and modest in explaining their work and merit and will avoid any act tending to promote their own interests at the expense of the integrity, honor, and dignity of the civil engineering profession and all related professions. The Canon 4 states that civil engineers shall act in professional matters for each employer or client as faithful agents or trustees and shall avoid conflicts of interest. So this Canon 4 that it says that you should avoid all conflicts or interests with employers or clients. You should not accept compensation from more than one parties on the same subject project, and they should advise their clients or employers when project will not be successful or if it will fail. So the civil engineers shall not accept professional employment outside of their regular work or interests without the knowledge of their employers. The Canon 5 states that civil engineers shall build their professional reputation on the merit of their services and shall not compete unfairly with others. So, when you are a civil engineer, you should not maliciously or falsely, directly or indirectly injure the professional reputation, prospects, practice, or employment of another engineer, or indiscriminately criticize another's work because it is not good. As we all know, we have our own designs. Everyone is different. So you could not discriminate the anyone's work. So you should not be equipment. You should not use equipment, supplies, laboratory, or office facilities of their employers to carry on outside private practice without the consent of their employers. The number 6 canon states that civil engineers shall act in such a manner as to uphold and enhance the honor, integrity, and dignity of the civil engineering profession. So if the civil engineers shall not knowingly act in a manner which will be derogatory to the honor, integrity, or dignity of the civil engineering profession, or knowingly engage in business or professional practices of a fraudulent or dishonest or unethical nature. Canon 7 states that civil engineers shall continue their professional development throughout their careers and shall provide opportunities for the professional development of those civil engineers under their supervision. So, the civil engineers should keep current in their specialty fields by engaging in professional practice, participating in continuing education courses, something like that. So, they should encourage their engineering employees to become registered at the earliest possible date. They should encourage engineering employees to attend and present papers at professional and technical society meetings, or at least uphold the principle of mutually satisfying relationship between employers and employees with respect to in terms of employment including professional grade descriptions, salary ranges, and fringe benefits. This is the sample case that violated the fundamental principles and canons. The 9 Cebu City Barangay Road and Bridge projects. At least 9 southern Cebu City barangays were found to have used substandard materials in their infrastructure projects. Engineers of the Department of Public and Highways (DPWH) Central Office, which inspected the projects, recommended corrections made. The road projects lack asphalt sealant, which caused the weakening of its joints. Major and minor scaling were found in various parts of the road. Poor workmanship, substandard boulders were found in the riverbank embankment. Lack of supervision during the implementation of the project was evident. Some of the projects were substandard, raising suspicions that someone made money from the projects. So this is the clearly a violation of fundamental principles and canons.